Hello everyone, in this video I will go over my solution to the problem named Lost Tree. This problem is taken from yesterday's Codeforces contest and is an interactive problem on trees and bipartite graphs. The learning targets associated with this problem are the following. The first one is being able to approach an interactive tree problem, and the second learning target is to be able to think of a tree as a bipartite graph. And the second learning target is really a hint for the solution to this problem. So you can read the problem statement, but what the problem is essentially asking you to do is that you're given an unweighted tree with n nodes, and you need to find all the n minus 1 edges of the tree by asking at most n by 2 queries. The query which you can ask is r, so question mark r, and in return to this query which you ask, you will get the distances from every node to the node r. So what you'll basically get in return is an array of size n representing the distances from every node to the node r. So the first idea in the solution is that we need to ask at least one query. So let's ask the query from the node 1, which is an arbitrary node, and let's root the tree also at 1 since we are asking the query from 1. And now what we are essentially going to get in the first sample test case as the distances are 0, 1, 2 and 2. So you can easily see that node 1 is at a distance of 0 from itself, node 2 is at a distance of 1, and node 3 and 4 are distances 2 from node 1. And now the second key observation is that all the nodes at a distance of 1 from node 1 will be the adjacent nodes to 1. And in general, if you ask a query from node r, then all the nodes which are at a distance from 1 to r will be basically the edges from r. So for example, let's say that you asked a query of r and you basically got a distance array. Then what I'm saying is that if distance of x is 1, this means that there is an edge from r to x. And this should be very clear from the definition of what edges are. Edges and the definition of what a shortest path is. So since we know that we are getting the shortest paths in return, we know that they will be adjacent only if the shortest path between the two nodes is 1, and hence edge from r to x will be there only if the distance of x is 1. Now the third idea in the solution is that we need to go back to the constraints on the query. Since we can ask only n by 2 queries, we need to find a clever way to ask those queries. So for just 1 second, let's say that we were given an unlimited number of queries. Let's say that the constraint was not at most n by 2. Let's say that we could ask n queries. So in n queries, we can basically find the distances from every node to every other node, and based on this fact that distance of x is 1, that means there's an edge from r to x, we can basically reconstruct the graph. So what we would do after we found out the edge from 1 to 2, we would call the query on 2 and we would basically add the edge from 2 to 3 and from 2 to 4, and we could also add an edge from 2 to 1, but it doesn't really matter because already they are connected. And in this way basically we can reconstruct the whole graph by asking the queries from each node, and in n queries we have found a solution. However, we need to ask only n by 2 queries. So notice that we need to find a way to ask queries only from the important nodes, or we need to find the edges going from one node to another node and ask queries only from one set of edges. So what you need to think of is partitioning the set of nodes into two sets, such that all the edges go from one set to the other set, and ask queries from one of the two sets. Like that would be a general approach for these kind of questions. So once you know that you need to partition the set of nodes into two sets, and you need to ask queries from the smaller set, then you basically will realize that this takes at most n by 2 queries, uh, because every edge connects two nodes. So this is the property that we are trying to exploit, that every edge is going to connect two nodes, and based on that we want the number n by 2, otherwise there would be no way to optimize it further. The number 2 comes from the fact that every edge connects two nodes, and because of that it takes n by 2 queries. And now let's come to the point and think about how we would partition the set of nodes into two sets, such that we can ask queries only from the smaller set, and based on the smaller set only we can basically reconstruct the edges, because we know every edge will go from the smaller set to the larger set. And if you have been following along the bipartite problems which I have discussed previously in this playlist, you should be able to realize that this is exactly the definition of what a bipartite graph is, and this will actually work for any bipartite graph and not just a tree. So this is another realization, that this works for any bipartite graph and not just a tree. They made it look like a tree because if they had said a bipartite graph, then immediately you all would have figured out uh, that this algorithm would be used. However, they give you an unweighted tree. So now let's just formalize the algorithm of partitioning the nodes into two sets, such that every edge goes from one set to the other. So after we ask the query from one, we essentially know the distances from one to every other node, which are marked in the orange color. The next thing to do would be to form those sets, and we could do that by the coloring strategy, which is basically assuming that node 1 gets colored yellow or something, and let's say that node 2 gets colored black, then node 3 will get colored yellow and node 4 will get colored yellow. And this would be basically the two sets. The two sets are yellow and black, and since the black set is the smaller set, we'll query from black, and we'll basically ask query from 2. Now what query from 2 would do is add the edges 3 and 4, and if you had noticed that earlier in the video when I asked query of 2, I basically got all the edges itself. I got edge from 2 to 3, edge from 2 to 4, and edge from 1 to 2. And that maybe have been by luck because 2 is the only node in one of the sets. But let's try this algorithm on the second test case, and let's construct the two sets. So the two sets would basically be node 1, then node 3, then node 5, then node 4, node 2, and based on this we realize that the second set, which is the yellow set, is where we need to query from. And now you can see that if we query from 3, we'll basically add these two edges, and if we query from 4, we'll add these two edges. And based on this fact only, that if the distance is 1, we add the edge, and using this idea we'll basically get all the edges, and that's the whole logic behind the solution. But one thing to mention is, how do we know which are black and which are yellow? And there's a really simple statement for that, to find which nodes are black and which nodes are yellow. And you should be able to realize now that that actually depends on the distance, because that's the query which we are asking. We are asking query 1, we get the distances. So from the distances can we retrieve the black and yellow nodes, and the condition for that is if the distance is even, then it's basically a black node, and if the distance is odd, then it's basically a yellow node. And the reason for that should be clear, and you can see from the examples that the nodes which are at an odd distance are going to get assigned an opposite color, and the nodes which are at an even distance will get assigned the same color. So let's basically code the solution up. So in the code for interactive problems, I usually follow the template in which I have a query function which handles the querying part, which is basically the output and the input. I also define all my variables to be global, and in this case the variables which we have are n, which is the number of nodes, which can be up to 2000, and I also need to have a distances array because every time we are given d1 to dn, which is the distances. So I'll have dist array of size n, and in the query function I'll basically give the output as a node in the format which they mentioned, and I'll put an endl because the endl basically flushes the output, and without an endl there will be an idleness limit exceeded, which is basically a wrong answer. And then I'll take in the distances for each node from the node, and now that we have basically handled the querying part, which is basically giving the output in this format and taking in the input, which is the distances, let's get to the main function. In the main function I'll take in the input n, and I'll not take in anything else because the input is only one line. And then I'll basically first call query of 1, and now I know that the initial distances array is basically the distance, and initial distance array stores the distances from every node to node 1. And the reason why we need this is to form the partitions which I told you, which is basically the distance for each node. If it's even, it forms the set 1, and if it's odd, it forms the yellow set. So that's why I need the initial distances array. And now I'll basically check the two sets. So the first vector will store black nodes, and the second vector will store yellow nodes. So basically the two colors. So for each node, if the distances is even, then I'll add it to the black nodes, and otherwise I'll add it to the yellow nodes. And one important thing to note here is we need to run the loop from 2 to n because we already know the adjacent nodes from 1. So run the loop from 2 to n because we know which nodes are adjacent to 1, and this is actually an important optimization which you need to keep in mind, which is specific to this problem. Then I'll basically check if black nodes dot size is less than yellow nodes dot size. If it is, then I'll basically run the algorithm for the black node, otherwise I'll run the algorithm for the yellow nodes. And the algorithm is basically for each node in the black nodes, I'll call query on that node. Now the query basically fills the distances array, and now what I'll basically do is for each I from 2 to n, if the distance to I is 1, then I'll basically add edge from I to node, or from node to I, doesn't really matter. And again I do 2 because we already know the adjacent nodes to 1, and that reminds me of adding the edge from the adjacent nodes to 1. So add edge 1 comma I or I comma 1 in case I is at a distance of 1 from the node 1, and that means I'll have to implement a function add edge which takes in two parameters u and v and basically adds an edge. And adding an edge is simple because we basically need to store the edges list. So we basically need to add the edge literally to the edges list. So that's basically the add edge function. And coming back here, if the distance is 1, then we add the edge. And we basically do the same thing for the yellow nodes when the yellow nodes are the set which we need to query, or the yellow nodes have a smaller size than the black nodes. And we basically do the same idea, which is adding the edges when the distance is 1. So this basically concludes the code, and let's just submit this code to see that it gets accepted. So one thing which we missed is to print the output, which was very silly of me. So basically in the output we need to print an exclamation mark, and we'll basically need to print all the edges. So for each edge in edges, we'll print the u and v values with a new line each time. So now let's try to see if this code gets accepted. So as you could see, my code got accepted. I hope you like this problem and my solution to this problem. If you like this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and do consider subscribing to my channel for more such content. Thank you.